because of the functions they are performing. So first we shall discuss about the functions of family. Number one is economic well-being, and number two is emotional support, and number three is suitable family lifestyles, and number four is family member socialization. Now, when we talk about the very first function of the family, that is economic well-being, see, providing financial support to its members or to its dependents is a very basic family function, right? The family members' role and capability to provide finances has a direct impact on the purchases of the individuals as well as the family. So the traditional roles of husband as economic provider and wife as a homemaker, it's been changing, isn't it? We don't say that the papa goes to office and mama does the kitchen chores and all. Nowadays everything has changed. So even the economic role of the children is also changing, because no, the availability of money in the hands of no everybody in the family, new members in the family, children in the family, through no their piggy banks and all like that. So they have an economic power, you can say, right? So hence the things are changing. So therefore the demand for new category of products have come, especially when we give the example like instant food products, because both the husband and wife, they are going to jobs and they come back very tired and all, and they just want a packet to open and then eat, isn't it? So instant food products have come into being, and no time saving gadgets and teen oriented products. These are all the changing scenario in the market. Right. Number two, the very number two function of the family is emotional support. It can be love, affection, and intimacy, right? It's a very important basic function of this, especially the contemporary families. To make it more easier now, the parents are showing more love and affection and support to their children. Now, adding to this, no, even TV advertisements, yeah, TV channels are boosting up with kids oriented programs, yeah. And toy market no is another example which we can give, that that is giving an emotional support by the parents to the children, right? And some college going students, they are giving personal transportations, that is, they are buying them two wheelers. They are also being provided with no smartphones, tabs and laptops, right? Because so think about their comfortability. Yeah, think that they should be children should be very comfortable, right? That emotional support by the parents is one of the concern for the marketers, to see the consumer behavior of adolescent children and members being dependent in the family. Third is suitable family lifestyles. This is another one. Family lifestyle commitments, no, including allocation of time and some consumption patterns. They are all influenced by it. For example, the increase in the number of married women working outside the home has reduced the time they have available for household chores, and therefore no, a market for convenience product and fast food restaurants, they have come up, right? Because no, both they don't have time, so then this market has come up. For example, no, Zomato and Swiggy, they are catching this lifestyle of the consumers. Package tours, event management packages, theme parks, these are all some of the examples we can say of how no families are changing their lifestyle suitable to the no modernity or as such, right? Next is socialization of children and other family members. uh, yeah, this process now consists of imparting to children the very basic values or modes of behavior, which is no inconsistent with the culture they follow in the family, right? These generally, no, especially these include no moral principles, religious principles, interpersonal skills, dress and grooming standards, appropriate mannerisms, and no, speech, and some selection of suitable educational and career goals. Doctor, they want the children to be doctor. Lawyers, they want their children to be lawyers. As such, there's some uh, typical kind of thing in the family. And socialization skills like manners, goals, values, and other qualities, they are to be imparted to a child, directly through instructions. Okay. And indirectly also they can impart through observation of the behavior of their parents, how they behave, and their older siblings in the family. So they observe and learn those things from these people, right? Intergenerational socialization has become, common nowadays. So that's why we have intergenerational product and preferences. Marketers, they often target parents looking for assistance, right, in the task of socializing these children with some specific programs. Okay. So when we look into this, a model, no, of a family socialization process, if we see a young person, he is being influenced by family members as well as his peers, that is his friends, right? From the family members, he is influenced by, more basic behavior, especially more moral values, religious, customs, traditions, and all, and how to communicate, interpersonal skills, how to dress, and all, as I told you, all these things. And he is influenced by his friends, in getting by some excessive behavior, like style, fashion, fads, and acceptable consumer behavior, like this, right? Then consumer socialization process, we can say that there are a number of backgrounds, like age, gender, social class, yeah, all these things would be playing as a socializing agents from where they would learn. They would learn also from media and family members, peers, and sometimes, teachers also. So we can still further think about and learn that family members will be learning, or consumer socialization processes through instrumental training. Yeah. In this, no, the parent teaches the children the value of food, which to consume, which to keep away from, what choice is made for clothes, what products they should refrain. Yeah, how to avoid the, no, dysfunctional behavior, like that. So instrumental training, parents teaching the children. Then modeling, when a children know, they learn from the behavior of others, they observe how they are behaving. So it can be consciously, or sometimes they learn subconsciously also. For example, no, smoking, yeah, they feel that it's a style, the others are doing, yeah, let me have a puff of it, and all those things. Next is mediation, to make children realize, no, the facts of things by discussion or by demonstration, or any other methods. We can make them consumer socialization. Okay. So in this, background factors like socioeconomic status, gender, age, social class, religious background, that would be no giving, or is influenced by socialization agents like media, family members, peers, and teachers. And then the learning mechanism develops, the like modeling or reinforcement, or a kind of cognitive development. And then definitely the outcome would be he becomes a socializer, consumer. So this is all are the functions of a family. Now when we look into buying roles of a family, yeah, which is very important for a marketers to understand, right? Because families, they exhibit both the roles. One is instrumental, and one is expressive roles, right? Instrumental roles, no, they are, we can call them as functional roles also, we can call them economic roles also, because they involve financial, performance, and other perform functions they are performed by group members. These roles are very critical for laying down no benchmarking and a threshold limit for family purchases. Yeah, this month only this much you have to buy, you have to spend only this thing on food, or this much for clothing, and this much for kitchen costs, as such. Okay, this is instrumental role played by the family. Next is expressive roles. They involved supporting other family members, especially in the decision making process, what to buy, what not to buy, right? And to choose the best one from available alternatives and all. And expressing families' emotional needs or aesthetic needs, and no, including upholding family norms also. So this emotional part, it play very, we can say, decisive role in finalizing the product or finalizing the brand, right? So marketing communication need to target these roles. So that's, whether they are, whether that family unit or social unit is following instrumental role or expressive role, that they have to be targeting, so that no they can reap the purchases from the family. Next important topic we have to discuss is individual roles in family purchases. Okay, see, family consumptions decisions, they are always involved no some five definable roles which may be assumed by spouse, children, or other family members. Okay, both multiple roles and multiple actors, they are very normal in a family, right? Marketers, what they have to do, they need to communicate assuming each of these roles, remembering that the different family members, they are playing different roles depending on the situation, depending upon the product and all. So children, for example, are consuming no uh, uh, cereals, toys, clothing, and as such some other products also, right? So one or both the parents may decide this, which cereals or which toy have to be bought for the child. So in this decision making, those five roles are, or different roles are played by the family members. One is influencer, right? The family members who gives you all information about the product, and he gives you an advice that this is best for this person, this is best for this thing at this situation. Okay, the housewife or the teenage son or daughter who tells the family about the no, for example, new restaurant or supermarket, or DMart or whatever Spencer is there in their neighborhood and all, and how people are buying, and there are discounts, yeah, coupons are given, some free gifts are given, like this, some description and information is given, and that would be told to the family members, so they act as an initiators for some consumer decision making process, right? Next is gatekeeper. Yeah, these family members, they what they do is they control the flow of information about a product or service. Okay, now what they do is they favor and influence the family to buy a particular product of their choice, right? For that, they try to tell everything about that product, so that no parents would take that product which he is prescribing. Yeah, they provide all favorable information about that product, right? The teenage son, for example, if he wants a racing bike, he may withhold from his father of no relevant information of brands, on all brands except the one that he fancies, that he wants actually. So what definitely no, what the father would think that yes, this my teenager may be knowing more about racing bikes, and also he gets influenced, and therefore no decision making process changes. So he would be acting as a gatekeeper. Gatekeeper always what he does, he controls the flow of no Likewise, this person, what he is doing, he is controlling the flow of information. Next is decider. See, family members who have the power uh, to unilaterally or jointly decide whether to buy this product or not. So these people who have this power and money and authority to buy, they play a very big role, a major role in deciding what the product they have to buy. The husband and my wife may all, for example, know if they want to buy a new laptop or a new refrigerator and all, then both the husband and wife, they jointly decide whether to buy that or not. Next is the role they play is buyer role. The family members who actually buy a particular product or service, we call them as buyer. For example, a housewife may be the person who actually buys all foodstuffs, all toiletries, or all the rations which are consumed by all the family members. Then they can exercise their final choice at the store. The actual brands purchased may might be different from the brands, the deciders in the family might have decided, okay, she might choose at the store, and this is good, this is a good food stuff I have, and the toiletries are for the family, it is best and all. So at a particular point of she makes a final choice, okay. Next is a preparer. Those family members who transform or prepare the product in the form in which it is actually consumed. See, the housewife may prepare the family a meal, or any other food stuff, okay, using some raw vegetables or lentils or spices or oils or masalas, whatever, no other ingredients and all. Then they have to consume it. So preparer. User is another role played by these family members. See, those family members who consume a particular product or service. Okay, products may be used by individual family member or family as a whole. For example, mobile phones, tabs, clothes, they are used individually. Okay. On the other hand, when you see this car, or you want to watch a television which is kept in a drawing room and all, or listen to a very good music, stereotype music with all, then family members may use it, not individual. Yes, they all together have to use it. Next is maintainer. The members of the family who maintain and take care of servicing their product for continuous use and satisfaction, we call them as maintainer. No, for example, individuals who take care of recharging their mobile phones, recharging their broadband, or recharging their set-top boxes, yeah, like Reliance Jio or Tata Sky and all those things. That is as and when required, timely servicing is done to them. And home products, no, like washing machines and air conditioners and some durables, consumer durables, if they need servicing timely, right, so they would be maintaining those products so that the whole family can use. So they are called as maintainer. Next one is disposer. See, name itself is saying that they just discontinue particular product or service. So timely and appropriate disposal and discontinuation of products. No, for example, expiry date medicines, right? Some food products, their manufacturing date would be there and an expiry date would be there, and some pollutants and the products which need to be disposed in order to reduce the risk of no expired products. So they, what they do is they just periodically dispose those products, okay. So this is what the role of family members as influencers, as gatekeepers, as deciders, as buyers, as preparers, as users, as maintainers, as disposers, right, we have seen. Next, very important topic is family life cycle. Yeah. See, the emotional and intellectual stages we pass right from childhood to our retirement as a member of a family, we call it as a family life cycle. As no, we have a mosquito's life cycle or a butterfly's life cycle. Yeah, egg, larva, then pupa, and then a beautiful butterfly. Likewise, the emotional and intellectual stages which we pass right from childhood to our retirement, we call it as a life family life cycle. Okay, in each stage there are many challenges, yeah, that allow you to build or to gain some new skills, isn't it? So gaining these skills, they help you work through changes, through challenges that the family is going through, right? Not everyone passes through these stages very smoothly. Yeah, situations like illness, yeah, health problems, financial problems, or death of a loved one, they all affect when you're passing through these stages. So fortunately, if you miss skills in one stage, you can learn them in the later stage, because this is what is the benefit of a family. So the buying behavior of family member is also influenced by this family life cycle stage. Hence, a marketer should know at what stage the family is going through, right? So different stages, they show how family influences on consumer behavior with respect to know family members' position in his life cycle stage, right? So if, in other words, what we can say is FLC, that is family life cycle, what it is doing is it is enabling the marketers to segment, yeah, to segment families in terms of various stages, yeah, spanning the life course of a family unit, right? So uh, we can call it as composite variable, which is created by systematically combining common variables as well as demographic variables, like marital status, size of family, age of family members, employment status of the head of the family, yeah, the ages of the parents, relative income, disposable income, right? They are all in the family life cycle. So the life cycle stages we can understand if we divide into two sections. One is traditional FLC, and this first section, when we are calling it as a traditional FLC, this model is increasing being challenged because it fails to account what various important living arrangements. So hence, to rectify this, we have another second category, that is non-traditional family structures. So before understanding, no, let us understand traditional family life cycle. See, this is a progression of stages which many families they pass, right from bachelorhood, then marriage, then family growth, then family contract, and then the ending, or we can dissolution of this basic family unit. So hence there are five stages. One is bachelorhood, that is young singles, adult living apart from parents, then honeymooners, that young married couple, then parenthood, married couple with at least one child living with them at home, and then post parenthood and older married people with no children at home, and resolution, that is only one surviving spouse. This is the stages in traditional family life cycle. When we talk about the first stage, bachelorhood, see, marketers do it know, because at every level, no, their needs, their aspirations, their emotions, they differ. So what products they have to produce, and how many members are going through these stages and all, if they come to know, they can plan accordingly, right? Strategically they can make some decisions to make them their consumers. See, first stage, as I told you, is bachelorhood. Here, these consists of young single men and women who are in the family, yes, with their parents, And see, although most members of this stage they are employed, many are college students or graduate going, graduate doing students, so who left their parents home. Yeah, young single adults, they have to spend their incomes, especially on rent, on some no basic home furnishings, and sometimes no purchase automobiles or maintain automobiles, so they have some enough disposable income, right? So marketers, they target these singles for variety of products. In cities especially, there are travel agents, yeah, there are housing development, health clubs, sports clubs, and other service and product marketers. No, that this they find that this stage is very lucrative, very target niche and all. So marketers, they focus on this bachelorhood stage. Then our honeymooners, they start immediately after their marriage, yeah, and they are generally continue till the arrival of their couple's first child, we can say, yeah, till that is their honeymooners. This stage, it's a period of no adjustment, yeah, to a married life, because both they do not know how to mingle with when both they come from different culture, different religious rituals, and also they try to be in adjustment mode, right? So nowadays, when we see that both young husbands have both are going for work, and they have a plenty of income with them, and a lifestyle also is little different. There are opportunities for them in indulgent purchasing possessions, or allow them to even save or invest their no for extra honeymoon or extra income for enjoyment and all. So what they do, they have a considerable startup expenses, in especially for a new home, right? Next, the third category is parenthood. Yeah, when they are blessed with the first child, then their honeymoon gets over, they come into a parenthood stage. This may extend for a period of around 20 years, in especially in India, 20, 22, or 25 years also, right? Because of its long duration, no, this stage we can again divide into some shorter phases, like depending on the child's growth, like a preschool phase, the elementary school phase, then high school stage, and college phase. So like this, as a child is growing, we can just divide into four categories: preschool stage, elementary, then high school, and then college phase. So through these no parenthood phases, the interrelationships of family members and the structure of the family gradually is changing, right? See, when he was a child, you may be seeing that there are full of toys in the house, in one room and all, right? And then he's going to a college, you may see laptops and then books and as such. So significantly, a lot of changes would be coming when they are facing or passing through these stages. Further, we can say that financial resource of these family again significantly changing, because one parent's progress in a career and in child rearing and educational responsibilities, they are also gradually increasing, and finally decreasing the children, because they become self-supporting as such, right? Now passing this, the third stage would be post parenthood stage. That is because parent it is taking long years, isn't it? It's not, it's natural, because still they finish their college education, the parenthood would be, then after that starts the post parenthood uh, stage, okay? So in this stage, or during this stage, no, married couples, they tend to be more comfortable financially. They travel more frequently, they extend vacations, and they may go for a second home in a very warmer or cooler climate. They have higher disposable incomes, because a lot of savings they do, and they try to invest. These are few examples. And the last stage is survivor. or a solitary survivor, right? See, it's dissolution of the family, which may occur if one of the spouse dies, leaves this world, right? When surviving spouse is in good health, is working with adequate savings and a supportive family and friends, then his adjustment or her adjustment becomes very easy. Yeah, the surviving spouse often try to often tend to follow some economical lifestyle. Yeah, each they many surviving spouses, they seek each other out of companionship, and others enter into sometimes second marriages also, right? So this is what is that. So now when we have seen the traditional FLC, right? Now when we see marketing and this traditional FLC, traditionally family life cycle concept indicates the type of products and services that a family is most interested in, and they can trace out, and they can have a strategy that a single product or service over a time can be delivered to these family unit. Then we move towards the modern FLC, that is modern family life cycle. See, uh, here in this, to overcome no traditional family life cycle, consumer researchers, they try to find out the modern family life cycle. So what it deducts is no horizontal rows, we can say is traditional FLC, and above and below main we can see that FLC stages are growing. See, the underlying socio-economic forces that divide this family life cycle is they include no divorce, later marriages, with or without presence of children they are leaving. So that there's a greater reality which is shown in this family life cycle, because it only recognizes families that started in marriage. They ignore single parent households or unwed mothers and families. Yeah, this is the things. Okay, see, here we can understand about childless couples, couples who marry later in life, couples who have first child later in life, single parent 1, single parent 2, single parent 3, or extended family, or non-family households in which no unmarried couples would be there, divorced persons would be there with children or without children. Then single persons, especially most of them are young, and sometimes widowed persons are also there. So this is what are in what we are seeing in modern family life cycle. Now, when we think about marketing in modern families, or consumption rather in modern families, see, when households undergo a lot of status changes, like no, they may have people who are divorced and temporary retirement, or a new person moving into their household, like no daughter-in-law and all, or death of any spouse. They undergo a lot of changes in their consumption pattern, right? Especially related to their preferences and what can be attracting them. So that you have to take care of. So, for example, see, divorce often requires that one former spouses find a new residence, get new telephone, or buy new furniture, and perhaps find a new job. So, in other sphere, the substantial increase in dual income households has also been tending for a different lifestyle. Yeah, most dual income families have children. The most affluent dual income segment, they are no crowded nesters. They have additional advantages, we can say. So what are the marketing merits, if we know the technique to marketers? What for added growth, through market estimations, right? By forecasting the number of persons entered in each stage of a cycle in 1 year. So we can anticipate the market growth. Number one. Number two is it provides an overview of the variables which are affecting the entry of the family into different life stages. Okay, so focusing on demographic patterns like age, gender, education, and all these things, and the social trends of people. The family life cycle concept, what it is doing, it is describing the effect of time on a family at a different stage of life. And so when we focus on their consumption patterns and all, and how they are spending their income, marketers, they can have their own strategy. Yeah. Next, we shall move to family decision making concept, right? It is a concept in marketing and consumer behavior where an individual decides to buy certain product or to use certain service after deciding it along with her or his family. So, family decision making is a collective decision by the family. Even if the individual is going to buy the product entirely with his own money, then also he or she takes the decision of the whole family members. See, when two or more family members, they are directly or indirectly involved in this decision making process, then we call it as a family decision making. For example, if we consider the purchase of a bicycle for a child, yeah, some of the relevant aspects to think about is who recognizes the need for cycle, which brand is to be selected, what role the concerned child plays. Yeah, these things, no, when we question yourselves, these are the relevant aspects. So joint decisions are more likely to operate in these early stages of family life cycle. Yeah. Now, after gaining this experience, they usually delegate the responsibilities concerning, any buying decisions and all to each other, right? For a family to function as a unit, tasks such as no laundry, or preparing meals, or setting the dining table, or taking out the garbage, and walking with the dog, these are, no, they have to be carried out, no, they must be carried out by one or more family members, right? So this is what in this dynamic society is. And family related duties are constantly changing. There are distinct roles to be played by the family members in family decision making process. See, for example, if a family member may be walking down the health drinks selection at a local supermarket and picks up an interesting new fat free health drink, so this selection does not directly involve the influence of other family members, right? The individual, he is the decider, he is the buyer, he is the gatekeeper, he is the sole consumer, right? Products may be consumed by a single family member, consumed directly or indirectly, yeah, by one family member or an entire family member. And remember that each individual, they have their own taste of buying and consuming it, so that this pattern, no, is largely inherited by the family or people surrounded by that particular individual, surrounded towards or surrounded the individual. The buying behavior law, it depends more on age, more on gender, more on location, also urban or rural and all, income, and most importantly is willingness to spend. See, the family members who comprise of parents, siblings, grandparents, and relatives, they play a vital role, in deciding what to buy and what not to buy. If there is a child, more money is spent on toys, nutritious food, and education. Similarly, a wife or a mother can also buy a men's shirt or perfume for his husband or son, which you could not have done as a single lady, right? Yeah, next important topic and very interesting one is dynamics of husband-wife decision making. See, marketers are very much interested in this. They are interested in relative amount of influence that a husband and a wife have when it comes to family consumption choices, right? We can classify, these dynamics as husband dominated decisions, wife dominated decisions, joint decisions, and autonomous decisions, right? Four categories. Dynamic, if you want to understand husband wife decision making. See, husband dominated decisions. If I give you an example, see, especially, key decisions, especially related to children's education, or no, a big house they want to buy, then definitely no, husband would be dominating in the decision making process. So husband dominated decisions. Next is wife dominated decisions. See, when it comes to groceries, when it comes to household expenses, when it comes to celebrations of festivals, yeah, or any occasion, or a baby food and all these things, definitely wife would be giving a more no alternatives, or making purchase decision. That is what is wife dominated decisions. Next is joint decisions. See, when both wife and husband, they are playing a vital role in taking decisions, we call it as joint decisions. For instance, grown up child, if they want to have a car or a laptop and all, they both sit together and they make a thought process, right? Whether to give him at this point of time or after a year, and as such, right? And then they make jointly a decision whether yes or no. Then autonomous decisions, that is sole decisions by either husband or a wife, we call it as autonomous decisions. When it comes to jewelry, woman takes her own decision, right? And when it comes to clothing of especially of men, he thinks about his own, so they make an autonomous decisions. Yeah, that is all wife and husband dominated decisions. We have another category called children dominated decisions. See, in certain families, children, they play a vital role in deciding product or service. For example, no, small children, they choose their own toys, biscuits, and toffees. When it comes to technology also, children who have the technology background, they make mama and papa, this is good, this laptop is good, this pen drive is good, this is good and all, right? Next, that means children are playing vital role in decision making. Now, what tactics is used by children to influence their parents, that we have to understand when we want to know the consumer behavior. Yeah, see, sometimes no, this many of you might have experienced it in your families, either by observing the family members or by yourself, right? So some tactics they use, children, they want their product. If they want it, right? They make some tactics. We can categorize this into different tactics. What the children are doing is pressure tactics. Yeah, the child, they make this demand, no, I want this, I want this, by using sometimes of threats, or yeah, threats or intimidation to pursue their parents to, and to take that product. So pressure tactics they use. Yeah, see, you might have seen baby crying for a toy. They just roll down on the floor and they start crying. Until and unless you give them that toy, they won't get up. So that is pressure tactics. Next one is upward appeal. The child, no, he may seek or to persuade by stating the request was approved by the older member of the family, or a teacher, or a family friend, no, who has higher power on their parents. They try to, yeah, my teacher told to get, and she was praising you that you will provide all the things what your child wants so that he can grow. And so like that upward appeal is given. Next is exchange tactics. The child makes an explicit or implicit promise to give some sort of service, no, such as mama give me this, I'll wash the car of the papa, I'll wash your utensils, right? This. So exchange taxes, give and take policy. Then coalition tactics. The child here now what he does is he takes the help of others, yeah, to persuade their parents to buy that, yeah. Please, brother, you just tell parents to buy this for me, right? That to persuade a parent, to persuade them, he takes the help of others, coalition tactics. Next is ingratiating tactics. The child know he seeks to get parents in a good mood or think favorably of him or her before asking to comply with the request. So he just sees that he brings them into a very good mood so that he can put his request before them. Next is rational persuasion. The child, what he does is he use very logical arguments. No, he brings them factual evidence, all this before them, and then persuades them to agree to buy that product. Next is inspirational appeals. Here he makes an emotional appeal. Yeah, the child is very this thing. Yeah, he uses emotional appeal or proposal that arouses no enthusiasm by appealing to some values and ideas of the family. So inspirational appeals. Next is consultation tactics. The child, he involves the parents in taking decisions. So consultation tactics. Family decision, buying decisions, no, they depend mostly on role of family members and the type of products for which they have to make decisions. So types of family buying decisions has to be learned also. So here we have either as a consensual or accommodative. Yeah, consensual is everyone in the family, they agree with the desired outcome. Yes, let us buy this. Accommodative is they need some conflict resolution either by pursuing persuasions or sometimes by bargaining. And this element of buying decision making power within the family, this is obtained especially with these powers, you can say, economic resources. See, as persons making greater economic contribution, they have more economic power and more influence on the buying decision. Cultural norms in a male dominated society, definitely husband has great powers. Expert powers, if a person has more knowledge about that particular product or service, definitely that would be influencing. If a child has an expert power of technology and all, he would be influencing. Husband may or may not know about cars, or wife may or may not know about household codes or items, or husband may know more about cars and wife may know about household items, and they use this expert power to uh, family decisions. Next is legitimate power. This again depends on the role of the family members play. So if he's a karta of the family, head of the family, so by position he gets power to make decisions. Next is bargaining power, the power to give and take method, right? Reward and referent power, that is giving rewards to other which are liked and appreciated. Then we have an emotional power, that is purchase decisions are influenced by emotions or by sentiments and feelings of one partner. Next is influences on the family decisions. Yeah, influence by decision stage, influence of employment, influence of gender. See, influence by decision stage. See, here spouses exert different degrees of influence when passing through different stages of decision making process. See, this movement from information search to final decision. maybe minimal in case many low involvement goods, but more pronounced for goods that are risky or high involvement for the family. Yeah. See, where movement is more pronounced for refrigerators, family autos, or upholstered living room furniture, or carpets or rugs. Vacations are perhaps the most democratic of a family's purchase decisions. Yeah, separate campaigns may be timed to coincide with a specialized interest and specialized for products with a long planning cycle. Right. Next is influence of employment. See, in the past, marketers were able to refer the traditional role structure, which determine the family member and most likely what they buy, what they do not, and what the preference they have for a specific product. Say if husbands in dual income, then marriages may be willing to stop at the grocery store to pick up some few items, and working wives may drop the family car at the service station for an oil change. So this, because they have no economic power, you can say, because of employment. So this is one influence of buying decision. Next is influence of gender. See, as a gender gap narrows, husband and wife decisions are increasingly made jointly nowadays. See, before no, a 50-year-old man may be married to a 18-year-old girl, so there will be a very big gap, and decisions would have always been taken by the husband. But now, no, the gap is very little between husband and wife. So therefore, no, joint decisions are more in number, whether it is related to vacations or more automobiles or children's education or housing, or insurance or savings, and also they make jointly decisions. Then intergenerational influences. See, a child is influenced through generations on especially religious and cultural values. So they develop some attitudes towards sports, attitudes towards leisure, attitudes towards education, social life, all this based on their family value system. So hence we call it as intergenerational inheritance. Children, they learn to use products and services used by their family members, mostly no parents and grandparents, and they take the pride also in taking those products. So lifestyles, taste and preferences, the decision processes and shopping behavior, they are most likely to be inherited no through intergenerational influences. Yeah, can we move to another new topic? Yes. We now move to social and cultural influences. See, we have seen family influences. Now we shall see social and uh, cultural influences. See, we know that a consumer is a part and parcel of society. He may be a member of a group or many groups in a society. So, therefore, his buying behavior will always be influenced by these groups. See, primary groups of family, friends, and very close to him, they definitely influence his behavior, buying behavior. If a consumer may be a member of an elite club where his dress norms are different, as a member of that particular organization, his dress requirements may be different. Thus, he has to buy things that conform to his lifestyle in different groups, isn't it? So, therefore, no lifestyles uh, are affecting buying consumption process of consumers. Okay. Now, what are the social factors that are prevalent in the society and how the consumer lives with it? We have to understand. See, the society is composed of several individuals, as I said, and they have their different preferences, taste, attitudes, behavior, personality. So therefore, that would be affecting them, and they tend to perform those activities which are acceptable to the society. So those social factors which are influencing, we can categorize into four. That is reference group, immediately family members, relatives, and role and status in the society. Already we have seen family as a social group. It's also an earning and consuming and decision making unit. And family, they are influencing the buying behavior in two ways. Influences a personality, attitude, beliefs and characteristics of the individual, influences the decision making of an individual with respect to purchase of certain products or services, right? So all purchases, they are influenced by family members. So family is a closely knit unit, and the bonds in the family, they are more powerful than in other groups. Okay. Next is reference group. Now, who are these reference groups? Are these are the groups that serve as a frame of reference for individuals in their buying decision making, right? This basic concepts, they provide a valuable perspective for understanding the impact of other people on individual consumptions, beliefs, and attitudes and behavior. Okay, so a reference group is any person or a group, okay, that serves as a point of companion for an individual in the what, in the formation of either general values or specific values or attitudes or behavior. So here we have three categories of reference group. Number one is normative, number two is comparative reference group, and number three is indirect reference group. See, normatic reference group, I shall tell you with an example. See, a child's normative reference group is immediate family, isn't it? Which is likely to play a very important role in changing no child's consumer values and behavior. For example, which foods to select for good nutrition, appropriate way of dressing, how and where to stop and shop. Yeah, what constitutes no a very good value, that is normative reference group. Normally, the family members. Comparative reference group, no, these are a neighboring family whose lifestyle appear to be admirable and worthy to imitate. Then definitely, they just take them and compare them and then buy that product. Okay, it may be their home or maintenance of their home or home furnishing or cars or their clothing style or taste in clothing and type of vacation they take. When they compare, they try to imitate it. So comparative reference group. Next is indirect reference group. Say this group consists of those individuals or those groups with whom a person doesn't have a direct face-to-face contact. Okay, see, a hero in the movie can be his role model, or in a sport hero can be his role model, but they don't have an immediate face-to-face contact. But through movies, through some sports, or some political leaders, or sometimes TV personalities, or some who are well dressed and very interesting people around his neighborhood and all that, they try to um, influence this his buying decision. See, it's the power of that indirect reference group only that is helping sell the Nikkei and Titan watch and all, because a celebrity feeling would come if you wear these things, right? So reference groups, they are primary groups, so they are influencing the buying decision of a consumer. Maybe friends, maybe family, maybe relatives, maybe neighbors, maybe co-workers, right? Yeah. Now, uh, reference groups we can classify and divide into different types. One is a contactual group, an aspiration group, a disclaimant group, and avoidance group. Okay. See, a contactual group is a group which a person holds membership or has a regular face to face contact. and whose values, attitudes, and standards the consumer may approve, a person may approve. So contractual group, we can say, have a positive influence on individuals attitudes and behavior. Next is aspiration group. Now this is a group where a person does not hold membership, does not have face to face contact, but wants to be a member. So again, he also would, or this group also serves as a positive influence on that person's attitude and behavior. A disclaimant group is one, a person who holds membership or has face to face contact but disapproves the group's values, the group's attitudes, and the group's behavior. So therefore, the person tends to adopt attitudes and behavior that are in opposition to the norms of the group. So disclaimant group. And avoidance group is a group which a person does not hold membership, does not have a face-to-face contact, and he also disapproves the group's values, attitudes, and behavior. Okay, so the person tends to adopt attitudes and behavior that are in opposition to those of that group. So like a disclaimant group only. Now, what are the factors which are affecting reference group influence? They are: number one, information and experience. Number two is credibility, attractiveness, and power of the reference group. Number three is conspicuousness of the product. When we look into the information and experience, now, for example, if a medical school student wants to impress his new girlfriend, what he does, he may take her to a restaurant that he knows from experience, no, to be good, or to the one who has highly recommended by a local newspaper dining out guide, right? If he has neither personal experience nor information he regards as valid, he may seek the advice of friends, or he may imitate the behavior of others by taking her to a restaurant he knows is frequented by physicians whom he admires. So this is one, is information and experience. So that means an individual who has first hand experience with a product, or where he can easily get the information about, or is likely to be influenced by the example of others, then he does that work, he buys that. Next is credibility, attractiveness, and power of the reference group. See, for example, see, the dress habits of a young female attorney may vary depending on her place and role. She may conform to the dress code of her office by wearing conservative, business suits by day, and drastically alter her mode of dress after work by wearing some conspicuous or flamboyant styles, right? So that is when consumers are concerned with obtaining accurate information about that performance or quality of a product, they are likely to be persuaded by others they consider to be trustworthy and knowledgeable. Next is conspicuousness of the product. When we talk about the products that are especially conspicuous and status revealing, like a new automobile, or fashion clothing, or home furniture, they are most likely to be purchased with an eye to the reactions of the relevant products, right? The success of brand of status running shoes like Reebok is aided by the fact that it is very easily gets spotted when a person is wearing them, right? And especially the distinctive flag symbol on the side of each shoe, we can say, oh, he's wearing Reebok, right? So this is what. Next is influence of reference group on consumer decisions. as I told you before, that is informational influence would be there, normative influence would be there, and identification influence would be there. We can call it as value experience, expressive influence. See, information influence, this type of influence, it comes out when an individual or member uses the behaviors and beliefs of the reference group as dependable sources. Okay, as dependable sources. This influence may either on the similarity of desires with the ones of the group members. Normative, or we call it as utilitarian influence. This reference group, what they are doing, they are creating a level of values, some norms of an individual in what, in the process of purchasing brands or products. Next is identification influence or value expressive influence. No, they here there is this reference group is used to confirm the consumer's attitude, norms, and actual behavior. Here, no, he behaves reliable with the group's norms and beliefs, because the individual and the group norms, attitudes, and beliefs are the same. Okay. Now, what are the benefits of these things to or reference group to marketers? So let us see.